Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. I hope that you guys are having a sensational one out there, a great day, wonderful evening, a sensational afternoon, whatever time this video is finding you. I appreciate you guys joining me here today as we dive into a full album listen of the band Codeine. We're going to listen to their album Frigid Stars. This is their debut album, which was released in 1991. We are listening to this because this was suggested and sponsored by Andreas. Andreas, thank you so much for the support and thank you so much for the recommendation as well. The album cover has me kind of interested. It kind of seems like it's maybe going to be like some sort of like shoegazy indie kind of sound. I'm looking at the album cover, just a nice monochromatic black and white kind of stars happening there, and it seems like it might be something of that nature. I don't know. We'll find out, of course, here relatively soon, but thank you so much for the support and the suggestion. I've never heard of the band, but we are going to hear a little bit about them today, and I hope that you guys are feeling good. And the name of the band, Codeine, is that's a painkiller, right? Or something like that. Some sort of painkiller of some sort. So let us go ahead and pull up the music. We will, of course, dive on in. We'll talk about it here and there and here. And I think that's it. Hey, can I say something really quick? So I've mentioned recently that my wife and I have been kind of like doing a little bit of a diet. We're doing a test diet. We cut out sugar and breads for like a week just to see. This is the end of that week. 3.5 pounds. Just sliced off like the crust of the bread. Now it's time to get the rest of it. But let's see how long I last. Sometimes those bakery items sneak up on you. Okay. And today's my cheat day. What am I going to have? Honestly, don't know because I'm not craving anything, which is great. Maybe I won't cheat. Who knows? All right. You're not here to talk about that. You're here to talk about this. So let us go ahead and get into this, starting with the first track entitled D. This sip of nicely filtered cold water that I just poured in here goes to you. Time signature. I like that line. This is getting a very slow drift. Matches their name, actually.
D for dishes, F for floors.
I got you.
Can't make the grade anymore. D for love, D for intent, D because you
Okay, it goes on after, right?
You kick my head, lying on your your 10-foot bed. Say you're all alone. That's just 'cause you don't want anybody home. See us smile, make it sad, take it all so bad.
The sound of the song is so appropriate for the name of the band for our first foray into them, because this is slowed down, drifting chords just all over the place, just allowing those waves to wash over us. And I like that. I think it's a really cool sound that they have here. It kind of does have a little bit of that shoegazy kind of sound. Maybe not like exactly, but in that direction. You know, it's traveling parallel to one another. It's two trains on leaving from the same station on different tracks, but going in the same direction. And I think it's really cool how like they make such great use of the space in the song as well, especially in the verse where everything kind of empties out, and then the guitar chords come in a little bit more full during the chorus there. I think the lyrics are kind of funny too. And I like how it was too slow for me to like catch the time signature of it, but you can hear that it's like, I don't know, I'm just saying like 10/8 or something like that. Like I like how it's just a little bit off, but I think it's really cool how it makes the difference in a track like this. You know, it's slow, it's monotonous, not in a negative way, but it's monotonous, and it travels the same kind of course, but those little things kind of break up the sound and the rhythm of it and make it a little bit more interesting to listen to. But if the rest of the album follows in the same path, then this is going to be one to sink into. This is going to be an album of just laying back and just letting the music wash over you. Let's see. You have Chris Brokaw on drums and guitar. And can I tell you, like, because the music is so slow, it's hard, in my opinion, it's hard to, like, drum, like, so slow and keep the time. And there's parts where I can't tell if it speeds up a little bit, but there was definitely a part where it slowed down, and I like how the music kind of pulled itself back, like in restraints, to calm it back down. John Engel on guitar as well. And then Stephen Imawar on bass, handling vocals, and apparently some other instruments as well at some other points. But I thought this was a nice introduction to the song, just like a nice wave to bring us forward to the beach, so to speak. D for effort, D for intent, D because you pay the rent. Just not getting anything from this other person. D for love, D for insight, D because you're heaven sent. I want you to need me, not to feed me. I don't want you to take care of me. I want you to want me, to have some sort of desire for me. Perhaps D could stand for desire. And even in that, there's a little bit of a failure happening. D for dishes. Those aren't getting done. F for floors, which I love, of course, the kind of double entendre, you know, F starting, of course, floor starting with the letter F, but also failure on floors, on probably cleaning the floors. Can't make the grade anymore. Then repeats, of course, the chorus. You kick my head lying on your 10-foot bed. You say you're all alone. That's just 'cause you don't want anybody home. See you smile, make it sad. Take it all so bad. The person is always taking the good and turning it into something bad, looking at the negative of it, not looking at the glass half full, looking at the glass, of course, half empty. You kick my head lying on your 10-foot bed. Like he's at the foot of the bed. And then they say they're all alone, but it's only because they don't want anyone around. And even when they see a smile, they make it sad. They turn that positive thing somehow into a frown. I think that was a good. I like the lyrics. The lyrics kind of remind me, not exactly, but they kind of remind me a little bit of Wet Leg and the kind of way that they write some of their lines there. Let's move on to the next song here, which sounds very, very uncomfortable. That's going to be Gravel Bed, not Gravel Pit by Wu-Tang. This is that slow Arctic moving kind of sound. This is that drifting music. Big snare. It's a nice echoey flam. I got emptied out here, and now I just have... so much space in that. Like the climax, you can tell. I thought there was gonna be another crash. You know, in this song, okay. So unless the band, the sound's going to change crazily, I think we've kind of got an idea of how the band's going to sound. And in this song, for their sound, they do a decent job of making a couple of dynamics come through. Because the music is going to, it seems like here, it's kind of like, I can't remember the sound I'm thinking of, but it's going to flow in a very similar course. There's not going to be many changes. But what they do change in here is they add in the dynamics of like the hollowness, the emptiness, and then some of the hits that come in. And I do notice that here, the guitar, which I said was played by several people, so I'm not sure who's doing that little part. But in the hollowness near the beginning, the guitar gets to do a little bit more of a lead there, just providing a different melody. And so the dynamics are going to play in a very similar square or sphere, but the way they drop certain things in and out is kind of where that's going to come into play and make the depth come in besides the actual sound. I would imagine seeing them live, this is like, you probably are, every time they hit a note or a chord, it's probably just like powerful. Because it doesn't need to be a lot, it's powerful what comes through those amps. And you know what this is kind of reminding me of? Think of this as the light side of like doom metal. Or if you want to go even further, funeral doom metal, which is extremely slow and brooding, but heavy. This is slow, but it's not really brooding or heavy in that way. It's more, I mean, kind of like their name. It's kind of druggy. It's kind of, languid. It's just kind of lazy in a little bit, and not in a bad way. So it's a different kind of slowed down music, which I think it works really well for their benefit. And I can imagine seeing them live. The sound from them would probably be pretty big. You could tell like they would have that in there. But I really like that little lead that came in right in here. It's just a little thing. It's just little things. And can I tell you, I haven't commented on the singer, but like I said, the singer is Stephen Imwar, and his vocals work for this music. They just kind of drowsy. They just like they just kind of moan along with the music in a, like I said, very drugged painkiller kind of way. It has that opioid kind of feel to it, and in this sound, it works. This would kind of sound probably a little off if the singer was like, going, sounding like Dio or something like that. It wouldn't have the same effect. It wouldn't come across the right way. John thinks I've been sad enough, but I just can't agree. It's not so sad for me. Things I thought might come true, they never do. Once stood on a shore so grand, slept in a gravelly bed, in a kingdom so pure, Gravel bed. So he says he's stood on a shore so grand, could be a beach. The bed could be the beach, gravelly, right? And it's just the sand and the stones and rocks. And why is he sleeping on the beach? Well, he's sad. And the music could have a little bit of a depressive quality to it as well, right? A downer kind of quality to it. And in the middle verse, things I thought might come true, they never do. So there's a hope lost happening here as well. So this is definitely more of the depressive way of looking at things and where he's finding himself here. Let's click on the annotation for In a Kingdom So Pure. It can be the surrounding pristine nature or just an image carried by the dreams. Okay, well, yeah. I thought it might be something like specific in here. So I think he's out there. I think he's out in nature, like it kind of said, in a kingdom so pure, and he's sleeping on the beach, and he's just trying to find himself. Could be, right? Or it could be he's homeless. Could be he's found himself in a certain situation that way. But either way, he's finding himself in a very low position, and I think he's trying to pull himself out of it. Even though John says, I think I've been sad enough, but I can't agree. It's not so sad for me. So maybe, actually, looking at that verse, maybe it's not sad for him. Other people may look at his actions and feel sorry for him and say, oh, he must be sad, but he actually might be living his best life. It's all about perspective. Let's move on to the next track, which is Pickup Song.
Don't remember your kiss. Can't
See what I mean? See what I mean? Oh. It does pick up in a certain way, right? It doesn't feel as slow and druggy. That's deep. That's a deep note.
Guess I still
That's big. That was a nice slow hit at the end. This was such a quick song, but I kind of wanted more of it. It's a 2-minute 45-second song with like drama. That first hit, it comes in like a jump scare. And like I mentioned, if you were probably seeing the band live, their notes and the chords probably come through those amps like monsters. And when the guitar picks up in here, just like an absolute explosion here. It's like a monstrous jump scare just popping out there. And I like the guitar notes a lot. I like how they weave their way through here. And it ends in such a quick way. It's in and it's out. It does what it needs to do. I like the way that the guitar warped its notes near the end, kind of relating perhaps to the lyrics as well, which I've noticed that the band is not very verbose, but what they use it to great effect. The lyrics are straightforward. They're minimalistic, and they put it down without too much fuss. You know, they're not so poetic, not putting so much around, not beating around the bush. This is straight through the bush. Don't remember your kiss, can't remember what I miss. Thought you were blind, I held your hand. Guess I still don't understand. And then when he says, wish I'd never seen your face, the guitar kind of begins to, bend in its pitch, and it kind of melts a little bit. And so it's almost like he's trying to forget her face, trying to forget the memory of her, trying to forget the kiss. Well, he doesn't even remember the kiss. That's gone. That's gone. Or maybe he could also be fooling himself a little bit. But I like this one a lot. Let me pop this out. When it came in, where was it? It's gonna come soon. Oh. And the bends. That's good. It's like bending metal, like big piece of metal. It gets that warping kind of sound there. And that's used to great effect throughout the song. Like I said, even near the end and down here. Right? Like even in these solitary notes. And then of course that one last hit there. This is a short one, but this it's a short one, but it's my favorite track so far. And not because of the length, but because of what's accomplished within that length. I think the dynamics in here really hit nice and hard. And I love the big warping kind of sound there. Let's go ahead and move on to the next track here, which is New Year's. Okay, will this be a quiet New Year's? Or will this be a big bang fireworks in the sky kind of New Year's?
To feel the way I am. Today's another
This is like the cool hits track. This feels like the single from the album. Feels catchy and like such a radio single. New Year's easily sounds like the radio single so far of the album. It's catchy. It still retains that slow movement of the music, but it puts things into a little bit more of a slightly quicker step perspective. And I mean, it sounds poppy to me. It sounds like something I would hear on like a local radio like channel that hits like the 90s, 2000s kind of music, and a couple of like new stuff in there. But like this one sounds the most like catchy single. It kind of reminds me, the guitar, a little bit, and kind of the sound of it reminds me a little bit of Weezer, like a little bit. If Weezer were to like slow down their music and make it like this kind of sound, it would kind of hit the same notes. And I think that it works really well because like it shows a little bit more of that diversity, still retaining that slow aspect of their music, but making it very catchy. And I like how the drums get a little bit more active as well, including more of the snare in a certain way, not so echoey, more direct. That's a very catchy hit, by the way. And see, they still retain that slowness. And even vocals pick it up a little bit more, kind of singing in that more dreamy, ethereal way. Like it almost sounds a little bit of a more modern 90s, modern psychedelic kind of sound in that particular regard. This one, I think, honestly, I guess the album's just getting better as we go. But this might be a favorite track on the album so far. This might be one. I love the bass sound as well, the tone. That's just really nice. I think that's really beautiful, what they accomplished there. Bad to feel the way I am. Today's another day. You do what you can. Feel so sad, so bad today. All our friends have gone away. Here in my castle, lines crease my face. Take them away, take them far away. Feel so sad, so bad today. All our friends have gone away. Okay, this is a lonely New Year's. This is a New Year's party. This is like after the party, and you're sitting there alone. You were the house the host, so to speak. And now the party's gone. Your friends have left you. You're sitting there, creases on your face, and you're just kind of left in the afterglow, or perhaps the afterburn of the party. Kind of after you've cleaned up, and you sit down and you exhale that breath, and you're just like, that was fun, but now I'm a little sad because I'm a little alone now. It kind of hits that particular side of New Year's. Let's move on into the next track here, and that's going to be Second Chance. A little hopeful. That's kind of doomy.
I miss your smile. It's been a while. I miss your smile. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been
A bit of a darker tone here, huh?
first chances were seconds don't ever dare. First chances were seconds don't ever dare. Seconds don't ever dare. Seconds don't ever dare. Seconds don't ever dare. Seconds don't ever dare.
No drums, huh?
I miss your smile. It's been a while. I miss your smile.
It's like guitar back there.
It's been a while. I miss your smile. It's been a while. I miss your smile. It's been a while. 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 It's been a
Sure has.
It's been a while.
This is the most tonally different track on the album so far, halfway in. Not sounding anything like the light drugginess of the previous tracks. This is more of like having a nightmare. This is being stuck in a nightmare, in a coma kind of track with Second Chance. The music is pure dissonance. It sounds menacing. There's scratches of metal kind of guitar that are kind of echoing in the back, like Freddy Krueger's hand claw thing on just scratching on pipes and metal. There's this dark industrial kind of sound that hisses throughout the track in the back. It sounds like a rusty railway. There's a lot going on in that track that's just like dark and sitting in the shadows, kind of waiting and anxious, building about it. Even the way that he sings in this track and the repeated line, he just keeps going on. I miss your smile. It's been a while. Like he's waiting for something, but not in a good way. Like there's something bad just around the corner there, and you don't want to take that step to that particular corner. This is a really interesting one. I like how this is hitting halfway in the album, and we've just gotten something completely different. Now, whether this represents a shift forward or just maybe a one-time case, we'll soon find out. But I think it's really interesting that we have just completely changed the sound here. And the drums were also missing. No drums to even provide a rhythm of sorts in that regard. Just pure menace in the guitars and such. I miss your smile, it's been a while. First chance is rare, seconds don't ever dare. I miss your smile, it's been a while. And the song is called Second Chance, but like I said, I feel like he's perhaps wanting a second chance of a relationship, but that ship has sailed, and due to the sound of the music, I can't imagine that this is made with good intent and that the results will be positive. I feel like this is just setting yourself up for disaster. And there's that tension, that stress in the music that possibly also represents the stress of asking for that second chance. But I don't think that's happening. Not when the music sounds like that. Perhaps he's going to find himself in a cave-in, which is the next song.
Last night I dreamt your face. The skin was falling off. The flesh was turning gray.
Kind of dark. Oh. They hit me again.
This is a
Whoa.
I said I'd stay.
Oh, like I heard the bass riff there.
Said I'd stay. Last night I had a dream. Your eyes were lit by fire. The way you tried to smile. The way you couldn't smile. This is a
They hold it, man.
I said I'd stay. take so long, so let me help it some. These things take so long, so let me help it some.
After the previous track and after like the effect of that, to move back into something that's so explosively powerful and satisfying and kind of heavy in this track is really, really nice. Like it's the juxtaposition of that makes it a nice contrast and kind of satisfying, right? Peanut butter and jelly, chocolate and peanut butter, Tom and Jerry. Like it just works really well. And that little hold that they do and that little pause they do before they go right back into the crashing wave of music against the rocks is really nice. And I like how it's like, you could tell they look at each other and they're like, ba, ba, ba. You can tell that they do that. Let me see if I can find that. I just think it's such a cool moment in here. I think it comes in a little bit after this here. Yeah. And I like the way he sings here as well. This way. Okay, hold it just a little second longer. They don't do it right on time, right on the beat. They hold it just like a eighth of a measure longer, and then they let it ride. I like that a lot. I think that sounds so cool. Yeah, this is and you know what? The song is called "Caving." It sounds like caving in. It sounds like the walls and the ceiling just falling down around you, collapsing. And just when you think that the cave-in has stopped, boom, like some more of the roof caves in and comes down on you. Woo! That's a nice one. That's a nice one. Last night I jumped your face. The skin was falling off. The flesh was turning gray. This is a cave-in. I said I'd stay. Like, even though this other person that he dreamt of, he says that, they're obviously decaying or something's going wrong. And he says that this is a cave-in. This is, the walls coming down around us, symbolically and metaphorically, of course. And he says he'll stay. He's not trying to escape. He'll stay there with this other person in these dire circumstances. Last I had a dream, your eyes were lit by fire. The way you tried to smile, the way you couldn't smile. They tried to. There was fire in their eyes, but they just couldn't make the movements happen. They wanted to smile, but they couldn't even manage that. These things take so long, so let me help it some. This could refer, of course, to death, as that seems to be what's happening, right? They're in some capacity stuck in this place. So let me stay with you and help you through it, at least stay with you and hold your hand until those last moments, in whichever capacity that means. But also, the name of the band is called Codeine, right? Let me kill that pain. Let me help numb you. Let me just help get you through this and to the end. And the middle section of the album so far has been very, very strong. From pickup song to cave in here, we're hitting kind of a roll, to be honest. Let's get our smokes out. Cigarette machine. I've never smoked anything in my life. I've wanted to try just to say I have, but I've never smoked a thing in my life. Don't even know how to smoke a cigarette, actually. That's actually a joke my wife and I have. I don't even know how. Do you like suck in the thing? You just let it sit in your mouth? I don't even know. Maybe it's better that way. Kind of menacing chorus to open up with again.
Door heaved out. From a little dragon's mouth. Split lip and split tongue. Finally, cross-eyed.
It's kind of heavy. I like those hits.
She stands next to the cigarette machine. This device has got it made, she thinks. It has a cast iron stomach, but a candle for a heart. Odd the way the very stuff falls out. Hard the way it makes you doubt. This thing leaps up, complains, full of bile. Not even star-crossed, just unlucky.
The crash is so distant in the back here, but the forward music is so calm. What's that bass?
Odd how the very stuff falls out. Hard the way it makes you smile. This thing leaps up, complains. Not even star-crossed, just unlucky.
I love that rhythm there too. It's a beautiful moment. We are continuing our track record. Cigarette Machine is, I think, the most dynamic song on the album so far with all the way the pieces fit. It's heavy. I love that rhythm that they create with those hits. Bow, 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 bow. Like, that's just a cool hit, like, way to create a nice explosive moment. And then in the lull of that, fill it with ambience. The ending is a gorgeous outro, like, considering if, like, what they're kind of doing and how they structure their songs. It almost hits a little bit of a jazzy down-tempo kind of sound here. It sounds kind of loungy, like the band is packing up and putting their instruments away. And I love that. I don't know if I can find it so quick, but the great use of sound when the bass and guitar are a little bit more forward in the music and the drums are in the back, but he's crashing on the drums there was a really nice way of using the room of the studio. I don't know if I can find it that quick. I can't find it that quick. And then kind of like Second Chance, the guitar kind of strikes those notes of a little bit more of an anxiety kind of feeling. It kind of reminds me of Deftones, actually, this song, to an extent. And even the singing is a little bit more plaintive. He's more just speaking in this one rather than, you know, the kind of whispery singing that he was doing in the previous tracks. But this one's like, it's kind of numb in the way he sings or speaks, But the music is very much the opposite, and it's very, very active, and it moves in a very fluid way. This song, pickup song through this song are now great, but I don't know which one to call my favorites. There, that's the moment here, right here. You hear the crashing like that, building up back there. These calm moments are so gorgeous. And then that main rhythm, there. I love the way the bass bends it, like Beckham there. Cigarette Machine might be my favorite. I don't know. They keep impressing me the further we go. Dry heaved out from a little dragon's mouth, split lip and split tongue, finally cross-eyed. She stands next to the cigarette machine. This device has got it made, she thinks. But it has a cast iron stomach, but a candle for a heart. She says that the device has got it made, so she must want something similar. A cast iron stomach and a candle for a heart. But a candle can be easily blown out like a cigarette, right? Odd the way the very stuff falls out, hard the way it makes you doubt. This thing leaps up and complains, full of bile, not even star-crossed, just unlucky. And that repeats there again. Okay, cigarette machine. She's standing next to the machine, dry heaved out from a little dragon's mouth. Split lip and split tongue, finally cross-eyed. Could she be relating herself, or he's relating her, to a cigarette machine? Even though she makes a self-comparison as well in the second verse. Is she also dry heaving and has a split lip and a split tongue? Like a cigarette, maybe, in a way, symbolically? Odd the way the very stuff falls out. Hard the way it makes you doubt. This thing leaps up and complains, full of bile. Not even star-crossed, just unlucky. Star-crossed lovers. But there's nothing of the sort necessarily mentioned in this track. Maybe the cigarette and her are, in a sense, star-crossed lovers, fated to each other to kiss each other, a smoker's kiss. She's throwing up. Is the cigarette throwing up as well? No, it just turns to ash. I'm trying to figure this out. Gotta tell you, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure actually on this one. No, I got no idea. But the song may be my favorite. I don't know. It depends on how the rest of this album stacks up. Old things. Something new, something blue, something old, something cold. That's not how it goes. Holds you.
Just walk away.
Always waiting for that.
I thought I'd try, but what does that mean? Walk, just walk away.
Okay. Old Things, we finally hit a song. I think it's like fine. I didn't really love it. It just kind of comes and goes. It doesn't really make a splash in my particular pond, so to speak. Like it's not bad, but it's not anything that really excites me or anything. Like this is one of the tracks that it fits with the mood of the album, but it doesn't necessarily do anything for me. And there's not really much more than that. You know, the guitars are nice, of course, and the way he sings is languid as usual. But there's nothing stand out. I guess there's nothing that stands out in this track that I haven't gotten already from previous tracks and better. You know, at this point, at 8 songs in, I thought some of the feedback from the guitar was fine. You know, just it honestly just comes across like okay. Next, in the nicest way possible. In the nicest way possible. Especially after the strong run we just had. Walk, just walk away and throw old things away. Things don't last too long, but when they do, they last too long. They don't last too long, but when they do, it's too long. Walk, just walk away and throw old things away. I thought I tried, but what does that mean? Walk, just walk away and throw old things away. Nothing sticks to you, not even what you want to. Old things, listen, just got to move on, get rid of them. They don't last long, and if they do last long, it's too long. But if it's too long, it's not long enough. Little paradox there. And, you know, what can you do but just walk away there? And then at the end, he breaks away from that mold and says, nothing sticks to you, not even what you want to. It's the impermanence of things around you, the impermanence of life, and just in general. You know, nothing lasts forever. And sometimes it's okay just to walk away. Like I'm walking away from this particular track to the next one, 3 Angels. His voice kind of sounds a little gravelly here. I like how his voice blends with the music here, right there. Okay, Three Angels is kind of similar to Old Things and like to me the first two tracks on the album as well, but the dreaminess of it just picks up just a little bit more, and that little bit of edge just makes me like it a little bit more. Like I don't think that Three Angels is as good as the run from Pickup to Cigarette Machine, but I do think it's a little better than Old Things before, even though it kind of moves in the same capacity there. You know, it's just a little bit of that extra dreaminess that put that in my coffee, stir it up, and I'm good. It's just a little bit of an extra taste. And I like the way he sings in this one. I like how when he holds those notes, how it kind of matches the atmosphere of the music. It just kind of moves in that really nice fluid way. And the sustain from his voice just kind of nicely harmonizes with the slow guitar and drums and everything. We kind of move back to that echoey sound as well here. And I think like it, as a whole, it works nice. I once again think that there's nothing in this particular track that necessarily jumps out at me, that grabs me and you know holds me in a certain way. But I do think that it's at least a little better than the previous track there. I like the atmosphere just a little bit more, for as similar as it may be. Three angels, holes in their socks. Three angels, holes in their socks. I'll take the one on the right. You take the one on the left. One in the middle. One to forget. So is that middle one's to be forgotten. Take a walk round the block. Take a walk round the block. Three angels, holes in their socks. Two to play. One to sing. They know everything. Take a walk round the block. Three angels, holes in their socks. You take this one. You take that one. Well, you know, it could be whatever the angels represent. You take that one, I'll take this one. And then the one in the middle will forget about it. Instead of fighting over the third angel, let's just ignore it. So I think that it's a friendly compromise that's being made between these two people here. You get one, I get one, and then the third one we won't fight over, we won't argue over, we'll just let it be and move on. Be happy that we have one angel, so to speak. However, the third verse, two to play, one to sing, they know everything. I kind of lose my grasp on that one. Two to play, one to sing. Are there three members in the band? There's three members in the band. Perhaps it could be, in a sense, referring to them. One to sing, right? Steven, the singer, even though he's also playing. Maybe. Maybe. Could be self-referential. Let's move on into the final track of the album, P. Sweet Pea, your pea, my pea. Like P-E-A. Let me clarify. P-E-A, P, like.
When I see the sun,
going acoustic.
I hope it shines on me and gives me everything. Well, almost. Some people seem to be just small, hard peas. Sometimes I think it's me. I try so hard.
Nice piano here.
For bruises on your back, just to get you back. I try so hard for get you back.
Just start speaking there.
Just to get you back.
Kind of a stark contrast the way you just spoke.
Just to get you back. Just to get you back. When I see the sun, I hope it shines on me and gives me everything. To be 1 mile high, then I would kill you all. What I gave to you just meant nothing. When I see the sun, I hope it shines on me and gives me everything. When I see the sun, I hope it shines on me and gives me everything. Well, almost.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Codeine, Frigid Stars, ending with a really, really great track. The last two, but P, now we elevate again. Now we get back to where we want to be. I love how it starts off acoustic. I like his voice a lot in this one. It's very calm. And I love when the piano comes in alongside with it, an instrument that we haven't heard throughout the album unless I'm missing something. And it just feels so fresh in there. And then what comes in next was that fourth element, that guitar. But it's not just a guitar like we've heard before. It's like a monstrous growl of a guitar that roars itself here at the end in a really, really nice way. I love the beautiful, almost near, in its own way, almost a little bit of a symphonic slow ending to the album. Like I said, in its own way. Obviously, there's no strings or anything like that, but it kind of hits a similar pattern in the way it pushes everything. Something fell or moved. Did you guys hear that? I heard that. But I think that this was a really fantastic way to end the album. And this is like a small thing, but I just noticed it. The first track on the album called D. The 10th track on the album called P. Just 2 letters. Even though I know P was P-E-A, but still, like, it's just 2 letters. I just thought about that. But yeah, this was a really fantastic track on the album. I see that the piano on this one is played by Mike McMakin, and then the drums on this particular track from Peter Pollock as well. This was really nice. I really like how this album ended with this particular track here. When I see the sun, I hope it shines on me and gives me everything. Well, almost. Some people seem to be just small, hard peas. Sometimes I think it's me. Does he think it's me like he's the one making them small, hard peas? Or maybe he views them that way. I try so hard for bruises on your back, just to get you back. I try so hard for bruises on your back, tiny and mean, just to get you back. And they're turned away from him if it's on their back, symbolically. When I see the sun, I hope it shines on me, gives me everything. To be 1 mile high, then I would kill you all. What I gave to you just meant nothing. Then he repeats the first lines there again. Some people seem to be small, hard peas. Sometimes I think it's me. Oh, and like throwing peas, like bruises on your back, tiny and mean, like throwing peas perhaps as well. I think he's acknowledging he's not a great person, but he still hopes that when he sees the sun, it shines on him. And even if not fully, like he says, almost. I would kill you all. What I gave to you just meant nothing. He feels others are ungrateful for what he's done for them. And he has bad thoughts, but at the same time, he's hoping for a little bit of some sort of redemption in some capacity and some sun to shine down on him. That's what I get on this track with P. Let's look at some of the info for this particular album. It says it was released 91 on Glitter House in Europe and 91 on Sub Pop in the United States. The album was released with generally positive reviews in regard to being one of the pioneering albums in the slowcore genre. Okay, slowcore. New Year's is a cover of a track, or a track co-written by Bitch Magnet, Soo Young Park. Park did not record the track himself until 92 with his new band Seam. Park is featured on the song Summer Dresses, which can be found on the expanded reissue. Okay. This edition also plays 3 Angels to the 4th track on the album. Well, we didn't listen to the reissue. We're listening to the original release here. The song title was the inspiration for their band name, talking about Cave-In. The phrase Frigid Stars is taken from a line in the song Crap Rap 2 by The Fall from their 79 album Live at the Witch Trials. The cover art is designed by Tamek Likio using a color-inverted telescope image of a star cluster. And it is a really cool album cover. I do like that. Any chart information on this one? Nothing necessarily. Okay, so the album as a whole, excuse me, lost my voice there for a second. The album as a whole is really nice, and it hits like a certain sound, right? Like if you're looking for a certain sound, then you're gonna sit down, lay in bed, take a drive, whatever it's gonna be, and you're gonna listen to this album, and it's just gonna be very seamless, no pun intended, from point A to point B. I think that the run, however, from track 3, from Pickup Song to Cigarette Machine, I think the meat is in the sandwich of this album. That's where I think that every song is just really fantastic. And as to which song would be my favorite, I mean, I mentioned, Cigarette Machine probably be my favorite on the album. But I really do think that this is a really strong run right here with a great ending as well. I think that this is a nice album. It's not one that I would listen to over and over, but for those specific moments, I would definitely put it on, and I would absolutely, right there, I would absolutely return to that meat right there. That's fantastic stuff. I would love to know what you guys thought, of course, in the album, or of the album, rather, in the comments below. Andreas, thank you once again for the recommendation, for the support. I truly appreciate that. I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you have a nice day ahead of you, whatever you may be doing. Myself, maybe some gardening, maybe some yard work today has to be done. Thank you all so much, as always, for being here. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will talk to you all later. Bye, guys.